So I suppose this whole coaching malarkey, there are a lot of coaches.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of theories and techniques that they use because they work.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the field of business.
There's lots of different companies have different ways of looking at businesses. But when I looked at it, business is such a fluid entity. You can't just say, well, you've got to work on this bit first before you can start this bit. Because once you start a business, you're working on all the different areas of a business. So, take the field of business, for example. I'll draw it up. So you've got your defence, and your last line of defence are your gems. And business dashboard. And what gems are growth essential measurements.
Growth essential measurements.
So the numbers you need to measure to know you're growing.
Right.
In the corporate world, they call them KPIs. But you mention KPIs to people, it scares them.
Yeah.
And you get people in small business say KPIs, well, I left the corporate world, so I didn't have KPIs. But in a business, you need to be measuring your performance. Because if you're not, you can't improve it. If you don't know what the individual numbers are, how do you get better at it?
So we're talking number of clients.
Could be number of clients, could be how much they spend with you, could be what your conversion rate is. So many different areas to look at.
Followers on social media.
Yeah, of course. All the different bits, how much your marketing, what a piece of marketing does for you, how many leads you get out of it. Mind the table. You do a piece of marketing, how many leads you get out of that? How many of those leads you convert into sales? What's the lifetime value of those sales?
Right.
If you don't know those things are, gems.
I'm thinking gems now. Yeah.
Then across the back, so protecting your defence side of it, you've got finance.
We're talking a footy field, aren't we here?
A football field, yeah, hockey field, yeah, it's along those things.
Okay.
So finance,
Yeah.
How well do you control your money? Do you have cash flow forecasts? Do you have budgets? Because you've got to find out amount of money to spend. But if you're not controlling it, it's going to run away from you.
And probably one of the scariest parts for a lot of people.
Absolutely. So you use the experts. All of this, when we're working with businesses, you don't have to do it yourself. There are experts out there, there are people out there, that's their skill. Use it. And use your time and your skills to grow your business. So, your finance, you've also got your people. So, in your people, I mean things like, your corporate structure. So, what's your business look like when it's finished? Because if you don't know what it looks like, what you end up doing is recruiting a mate of a mate who's not got a job. And guess why they've not got a job? And then you find you go, what do you do?
Not necessarily always the case, but
yeah,
I get your point.
Yeah, you know the point. And it's your HR, it's your personal development. It's that classic thing with business owners. What happens if I train them and they leave? What happens if you don't train them and they stay? What's worse? But it's having those things in place. And systems. So you've got your systems in here as well. Businesses need to run on systems, and that could just be documented flowcharts. It's your day-to-day stuff, so that you don't forget things. And once it's written down and you're following the system, because the way the brain works, is looking to make it better, and it's looking to improve it all the time.
And when we talk about systems, it can get a bit scary, can't it?
Yeah, of course
So
it can.
you might even be talking about your system might be having a daily list of to do or a weekly list to do. It doesn't have to be complicated.
No. And one of the easiest systems is your time system. It's the default diary. What do you do at which parts of the week to make sure you're doing everything you need to do in your business? It could be something as simple as how do you open up in the morning, from setting the alarms and opening doors, turning lights on, turning heatings on, whatever that is. Just jot it down. It's really simple. So that's how we run on systems. And then the last area of the defence is your basic customer service. And I mean basic. It's about documenting that so that your customers know what to expect. Because if you don't tell them, they've got an idea in their own head, and if those two things don't match, you're going to get complaints. So it's that sort of thing. It's getting regular feedback from your customers, and it's having a complaint system. So that if something does go wrong, you've got a way of dealing with it. That's your last line. Those are your defence. That's protecting your business. Then going forward, we've got a bit more creative things in here. We have internal and external marketing. Now, internal is to your existing customers. So that's referrals, i.e. getting your existing clients to tell their friends because they love what you do. The quickest way of doubling your business is to get a referral off every single client.
People want to know that they can trust where they're putting their money.
Absolutely. And
Referrals, okay.
on the other side, you've got repeat business.
We all like that.
Yeah. But the thing with repeat business is, do your customers know everything you can do for them? There's so many businesses don't tell their customers the whole thing, and then they're talking to a customer one day and they said, oh, I just got this sorted with so-and-so. Really? Why didn't you ask me? I do that. Do you? And it's just like, really?
Just have those conversations.
Absolutely. Let
Simple
customers
things.
know. Yeah, you know, and you think things like you go in to buy a printer in a computer shop. If they just sell you the printer, they're letting you down because you need cables, you need spare ink cartridges, you need paper. If they're telling you they can get all that, or give you a checklist or something simple along those lines, they make a bigger sale.
I need a personal to-do list here. I'm getting, right, okay, yeah.
Well,
right.
I'll let you have the piece of paper when we finish
Thank
with it at the end. And then your external marketing, you've got online, so social media, your website, email marketing, all that stuff, because the way the world's moving, more people are looking online to find out about people. So all your social media stuff has to be there, it has to be live, and it has to tell people what they need to tell.
Especially with more of these around.
Absolutely. You know, more people are using tablets and phones to check things out, and you know, is your website working on a tablet and a phone? Because if it doesn't, you're going to lose business. And you've got offline. So your offline marketing could be things like printed newsletters, direct mail, networking,
Actually meeting people face to face.
talking to people.
People by people.
Absolutely, all the time. So there's your midfield. That's the creative side. That's taking your business forward. Then if we just turn this around, we use the back of it.
Here's one we did earlier.
It would definitely. You know, we have here your goals and your dreams, because that's what you should be aiming for. We're protecting the business there, taking it forward. You've got your goals and your dreams. That's what we're aiming for. If you haven't got those written down, how do you know where you're going? What does your business look like when it's finished? When was the last time you got in a cab and said to the cab driver, just drive? It doesn't matter where I'm going. And how expensive would that be?
Yeah, I don't think I could keep up with that one.
No. And then your last two, stick the ball in the back of the net to get the goals. Sales. How good's your sales skills? What's your sales process? What learning are you doing in there? You know, and what's your belief system around sales? That's the one I get a lot. I'm not a natural salesperson. Of course you are. We all are. The minute we're born selling. That first cry says, I'm hungry. You're selling the fact you're hungry to your parents, so you get fed. And the other side of that is your stunning customer service.
Naturally.
So what is the extra mile? Because it's a lonely place on the extra mile. But these are the stuff that's your wow factor. It's the custom things that customers talk about. They expect you to do your job. They expect you to deliver. When you do the extra stuff, that's what they talk about. There's some fantastic books out and about. And there's a couple of really good authors that can talk you through this. What is it? It could be something as simple as you take cakes when you go to a meeting. You send thank you cards, birthday cards, all that little stuff. That's what people don't expect, but they really appreciate. And your stunning customer service is then what gets them to tell their friends, gets you referrals, gets you repeat business.
Got to stand out.
Business, the bottom line, is about relationships. The stronger your relationships, the stronger your business.
And that, both sides, is the field of business.
Absolutely. And we take businesses through that, bit by bit. 1% improvement in each area per week. It's over 60% improvement in your business at the end of the year. That's before we even start looking at the numbers.
And that's key, isn't it? Bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it can just seem too daunting.
If you stand at the bottom of Everest and look up, it's scary. But if you just look at the next footstep, it's not.